Welcome back to ESL 1 Battlefield 4 live from Gamescom 2014, where we're just getting ready for our final game of Group B. Of course, the Groups A will be played a little bit later on. We kind of reversed that for you and made it a little bit tougher. But Group B will continue. We'll have one more game from that, and it will decide the team who go out of the competition if they lose. The winner still has to win one more match tomorrow as well, so still plenty to play for both teams. Let's go back to our commentary team for our final game of Group B. Take it away, guys.
Thank you for that, Paul. And yeah, we have some great, well, hopefully another great game coming up. Obviously,
yeah,
it's the deciding match to see who gets knocked out first in the entire tournament, which you obviously don't want to be that team. But, you know, we've had some interesting results from both of them. Both really had big scoreline or big deficits against them. I mean, we had, what, for Gamers Connection, 84 in the first map, 65 in the second. For Vox, it was 93 and 68. It's going to be very tough for this game.
Yeah, it is. And for me, I think I'm going to say it. I felt, personally, Vox looked a little better than Gamers Connection. Yes, Gamers Connection picked up a map against their opponent, but Vox were playing Fnatic. Vox played a nice style. They had a good, well-rounded tactic to it. They just struggled to get into there occasionally. I don't think they found their footing. But I think if they come into this with the right mentality, I think they could actually get out of this, and we might see Gamers Connection actually drop out from this tournament.
You know, it would actually, I feel bad saying it, like I don't have favorites, but it would be nice to actually see, you know, a team that comes from the Oceanic region really step up and really do well. I mean, obviously we've seen Gamers Connection do it in the groups alone. They really surprised us quite heavily, but now it's Vox's chance. And in terms of maps, should we even look at potentially what to play? Because they played similar maps. We had Dawnbreaker played by both of them. Obviously, Operation Lock was played by Vox, but unfortunately not by GC. But we've seen these like same maps time and time again. We haven't seen Zava, we haven't seen Gold Mode Railway, we haven't seen Dam. I mean,
see, okay, let me break it down this way.
Right, break it down.
Look at it. So, for example, Gamers Connection coming into this entire tournament would have put their sights towards the Fnatic playstyle, because Fnatic stopped them throughout the entirety of the cups everywhere they met, every single time. So if I was Gamers Connection, I'd be like, okay, well, that's the style that works against us. Let's focus our prep towards that.
Smart.
Now, it may work well there, and they may actually come out on top in that sort of matchup. And the problem now is, even though I felt Vox overall actually did better, Vox play a very similar style to Fnatic.
True.
So if Gamers Connection prepare this correctly, they could be looking at this like, well, Gamers Connection, you know, we've done our prep towards Fnatic. These guys are like a smaller version of that. We could be just as ready coming to this matchup. So Vox could struggle if Gamers Connection have done their homework against Fnatic, because it might transfer well against Vox.
Killing two birds with one stone. I mean, you prepare for one team and you inadvertently prepare for the other. And like we said, you know, we saw the interview with Tom from ESL. They were saying, you know, we really look up to Fnatic. We follow their play style. We're going to see what's going to happen this time, obviously. And I'm kind of hoping we see some different maps. And I think we might, just for the fact that these teams have had the ability to watch each other.
Yeah.
And they kind of figure out their playstyles on those maps, so maybe take it to somewhere they don't actually know exactly how they're playing, and then force them to play in that kind of setting.
I still have to say personally, I think Vox will go for the Fnatic style picks, your Lockers, your Dawnbreakers, whereas Gamers Connection, I think they should go for the French route, you know what I mean? I was hoping Zavod, but smart choice from Vox to eliminate that, because that's the one I felt that Gamers Connection would do well on. They're taking away Shanghai. Okay. And Vox moving Dam.
Railway, they're going to ban Railway. There's no way they're going to let that one go.
Surely, it's got safety ban. And we're back here, and I think it's going to be Locker's a nice pick for Vox. I think they should take that first.
Yeah, I think you
just
called it.
Dawn, I don't know. Maybe they can turn it then. I think Storm will last, Locker second, and I think that's the way we're going to see it. But yeah, Dawnbreaker, Locker, and Storm. Good choices. I'm glad to see Locker in there. And I think Storm, if we get there, is a good finishing off map. Because, let's look at it this way, I think Vox, if they've done their homework, should be able to create or replicate what they occasionally touched on against Fnatic here. They have very solid holds when they get there. If Gamers Connection knock them off that, might be trouble. I'm
actually curious because the fact that you're mentioning, you know, Vox and Fnatic play similar styles. So Vox got their first pick of Dawnbreaker, so you know, cool with that, whatever. But then Gamers Connection went with Operation Locker second, and that's a map that should favor, you know, the Fnatic playstyle, at least with the way, you know, we've seen Fnatic and Vox play on it. So they have two good maps straight in a row. and then going into Storm after that will be interesting to see. So, I mean, they have a good potential to take this in a 2-0 if they can, really step up and rise to the occasion. But it's whether or not they take that opportunity and seize the day.
Most definitely, and nice it's getting a little bit busier in here, actually. You guys out there are pretty awesome. I came out there and watched some of the games in the crowd.
Yeah, we saw you on camera.
I did.
Your head.
I tried to give you guys a wave, but I think you cut away.
You were like right on the edge of the camera too. It was like in the most creepiest place I've ever seen.
That's how I roll.
Yeah.
Just creeping away. It was quite good though. I was walking around the back and just keeping eyes on the two teams, and there was MYM waiting on the back, and Safe was just having a nap on the floor.
That sounds like Safe.
Yeah, it's exactly.
He's got a
like
rest.
Oh, see, look at that. Even the CS guys from Vox are here. Look at the love.
I remember, Is that the same one? No, there's one on stage still, right? I believe, okay. I believe they're playing.
Got an answer. There you go.
I believe they're playing a little bit later on today as well in the CS tournaments. If you guys are interested in that, go and check them out. But, they're supporting their fellow team, and I actually really like that because, obviously both come from Australia. They know how hard it is to really break into the European scene in terms of FPSs, I want to say, without being too harsh.
Wow.
It's not too harsh, is it? I mean...
A little harsh. Just saying.
So it's a little harsh, yes. But I mean well from it. But either way, I mean, coming into Dawnbreaker, we've seen Gamers Connection on it. We haven't seen Vox yet. And I wonder how that's going to play out because I wonder how Vox are really going to do against this, against the French, squad, the French play style. Again, from Australia, they don't really have the ability to play against that. They're I think, leaps and bounds beyond everyone in that scene. So they really have someone to practice extremely well against that can really test their skill. And come into this where they're used to Fnatic style when you have now a completely different thing coming your way with, the whole French be aggressive, get in your face, control certain areas that you typically wouldn't do, is going to be tough.
Yeah, so we'll see how it comes out. Maybe Sponge will jump up on stage and give his Battlefield comrades a little bit of the Aussie boost there. He's the guy that did join us at California.
You know what? They're all very nice. They're all extremely nice.
Handsome men as well.
Very handsome.
Yes.
And also extremely nice. I'm going to focus on the nice, you can focus on the handsome.
They are absolutely lovely. It's okay. We counterbalance the niceness with Too Easy. That's how it works. Too Easy is a complete scumbag. We got to get some nice people
He's like the Thorin of Battlefield, a little bit.
Wow.
I'm going to call him out on that one.
Wow, way to be that guy. But as you can see, what they're actually fighting for there, the trophy.
It's a beautiful trophy, too. It's really nice.
Why are you guys at home? Do I have to prove you wrong again? Really? Like, Gamers Connection are good.
But it's 79% good.
I don't know, man. I think it should be closer. I think that should be way closer. You guys out there are mean people, but still, yeah. 79%, I guess, on paper. Gamers Connection did finish third, but they've not been able to transfer that sort of performance towards these offline settings. And I think Dawnbreaker will probably go their way, I think. I hope Vox don't take it to heart. That's the thing. I hope they don't take it too heavily on the first map. So I think that will go GC's way. And then the second and third map might switch. Maybe.
I think there's potential for either team to win every one of them. I mean, I honestly could not tell you if I were to predict a team which one I know will get through or I will suspect. I mean, wow. It's just I think they're going to be very well evenly matched, and I want to see Vox adapt quickly on the fly. Like we saw Gamers Connection kind of do that in the first series against Exertus on Storm. They got stomped 84 tickets, but they came back to win with 92. And I felt like they really adapted quickly. They learned on how Exertus was playing and really, changed their style around that. But I hope Vox can do the same.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's team to team. That's the thing. On paper, you can weigh up this team beat this team did well against that team, blah, blah, blah. But it all comes down to the moments and the games and each individual map and how that one player feels in that 1v1. It's all these small little exchanges do build up. And obviously, as you can see right now, teams not too far away from getting themselves ready. Just setting up, making sure everything is comfortable, is in the right place. We're just going to be waiting, I think, for the final member of Gamers Connection to join us. And then we should be underway pretty damn soon. But on paper, this should be a walk in the park for Gamers Connection. Then again, they should be the ones facing Fnatic a match ago. So, hard to predict.
Here we go. So, you remember on Siege of Shanghai with Gamers Connection what they did in the beginning? They used a sniper rifle. I wonder if they have any extra kind of secret strategies like that they might use.
Well, if they found one that worked, that might go down a little better.
Well, the thing is, right now, it's what better time than right now to do it? I mean, you're either out or you're going to go through into the decider match. You have to play it to your utmost ability right now, and I'm obviously going to find out here just very soon, guys. We're just waiting, obviously, on one more player to join in, just trying to get his settings 100% correct.
Fantastic waving, then.
Sure. I don't know. I saw a Machine doing some waving earlier on. He was doing a lot of hand motions. He was like gathering. I don't know. He was some weird things. I don't know. He's British. You know how that is. Americans are normal.
Funny man.
But obviously we have Group A coming up after this. This is going to be our final match from Group B, and we have, again, some amazing teams in that one. We have, Epsilon, we have Planet Key Dynamics, we have ESC, we have Meteor Makers, all really good teams that can step up. What's that? Okay, well, I mean, they all step up.
After seeing Safe asleep, I don't know. That's my one thing.
The thing is, you know how energetic he gets when he plays.
Maybe. That's the thing. He's trying to hold back, build up, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but I've seen him take a nap on the floor while trying to watch the other teams. It's like, oh, bless him. It's been a long day already.
Well, didn't you take a nap outside, before anyone got here at Gamescom?
That's because I was in here at 7:30. I got here and I was like, oh, I better get there early. It gets pretty packed around Gamescom. So, yeah, I got in nice and early, did a little bit of prep, and then took a nap. It was good.
All right, well, we've mentioned Locker a little bit before, just to kind of, look at the best.
Are we going live? Hold on.
No, we don't have everyone in yet.
Oh, okay.
So we've seen Vox play on it before. Gamers Connection, though, I'm trying to think of a game in particular I've seen them play on Operation Locker and how they did. I'm trying to, I kind of played on my head how well they did against them, or the team they were playing at the time. And obviously, that's one of the maps that you can kind of do some crazy things with, I think, personally. Like, for instance, we've seen, the French team on Zava, they go for an AC hold and control that middle section. On Operation Locker, you can go for a CA, CB, which is kind of standard, but it's also usually the AB hold that kind of is really out there sometimes, where you can just hold the other team out in the cold and kind of just work off of that.
Many, many options. All of the options are available. Many sites, many letters, all of the things. Come on, Gamers Connection, get your 5th player in. You can do this.
Well, I mean, they already had, 2 hours earlier?
Oh, they already turned up once. They just thought we were going to do it again.
Yeah.
That's always the way forward. We are just give them a nod, say we are ready, and we will just be moments away now.
He's loading the map. All right. He's loading the map. He's coming in.
He's coming in.
I feel like whenever we're matched together, we have, delays.
All right, you had a delay in the last game as well.
That's true.
See, that guy's taking a nap as well. He's tired. A little bit of a yawn. Stretch it out,
There's so much to do at Gamescom, though. There's so many different things.
We just hide backstage for a while. That's great.
I remember I was looking at Twitter yesterday, and some guy works for ESL. He took 22,000 steps.
Steven.
Yeah. And he's lazy, too.
We're all surprised.
He's lazy, and that's a lot of steps.
I think he's lying. You probably attached it to a car or something and just left it to drive around. That's how far I went.
Wouldn't surprise me. But it looks like everyone is in the game here. Gamers Connection is ready. Live on Restart will be coming in just a few seconds. And we're going to have, I believe, Vox over on the US side and Gamers Connection over on the Chinese side. So in terms of how the game is going to start here, in terms of now knowing the sides, do you expect anything crazy? I mean, we saw Exertus go for 4-man push onto A when they were on the south side, and then just sent 1 man kind of over towards C. It was really, really weird.
I want to make sure which side they're on, and I'll give you a little bit of prediction. So Gamers Connection will be on the Chinese side.
Yeah.
Vox on the C side, and wow, that's interesting. Okay, they've worked out. Do you remember what we were talking about before when you can do that little boost? They've worked out the same thing now on towards the US side. All right. So teams are in. The Lucky Kangaroo is indeed with them.
Wasn't lucky earlier, though.
Shh. It'll come into effect. But no, I think Gamers Connection are going to play it safe, or they should do. Go for the standard A pickup, build down towards B. I'm hoping we see a fast B come out from Vox, and they push up aggressively to meet Gamers Connection. That'd be the best thing forward, I feel, for them. But with 6 seconds away, we're almost ready.
Yeah, let's go drop in a game here just so we can even see, or so you can see exactly what we're explaining to you. It's going to be a good one here. We have Vox going up against Gamers Connection in the first game of this series. Is our final match from Group B, and it is the loser goes home, winner goes on to the decider match, which will be played on tomorrow. And as you can see, Gamers Connection, 2 men wrap around towards A, 2 men push towards B/C, and they actually haven't spawned in their 5th man yet.
Yeah, they're holding back on a spawn-in to see where they want to go. That will be Rella. So depending on where they need that reinforcement towards, they can drop them in there. So they'll just be coming in now to support over by C, so they can get the overmatch. And Yellow now will have to deal with a 1v3, but they do have the opportunity then to obviously push up towards A, or they can try and hold this BC setup.
Well, I'm going to see, unfortunately, he did get taken out very, very quickly. So C will be picked up here. A going to be maintained by 2 people. We're going to have Death Dog and Sadak actually pushing in from multiple directions here. C, that's going to be hold on to. There's no one even in the vicinity right now. And it looks like Gamers Connection going to win out on the battle at this A site here. As you can see, Sadak going to try to control middle a little bit, trying to push in, maybe help out, maybe back up his team over here. And we're getting to the close quarter combat, and it seems like Vox are the ones winning this one.
Let's see if they can keep that up. Yellow did just go down to Zika, but Sadak expecting the peek in the corner, not going to be happening. It's going to be Jika coming around to do clear up. He gets the double and claims it. And Vox should be able to get C now. They might lose out on B, but still, we'll see how this one plays out. It's still so fast at the start that there's no point really reading too much into this. Obviously, the better start did come down slightly towards the Gamers Connection side, but the tickets are still extraordinarily close.
Very well, all right, and as you can see, we have actually a little bit of a cheeky push coming in on the south side of the map towards C. It's gonna be one-man Death Dog actually trying to defend against this back in the corner towards Catwalk here, and he's really not even looking in this direction just yet. And Rella now gonna start to push through, trying to get in towards a little bit of control in these buildings right now as they do get the cap on a C here. But Death Dog coming in. It looks like he's gonna be on a 1-on-2 here. He's got to come out big here if they want to get a nice little bit of a lead. He picks up the first kill. Will get taken down as well though, and that will be unfortunately for them C being picked up here by Gamers Connection, and not to mention, or sorry, they actually do have A and B in the meantime though, so they were just duking it out while the rest of his team rotated in towards A.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who their player, it might be Death Dog, takes on that Valutaggio job of pushing back towards C. They've kind of got an Epsilon style setup though. They've got Amril being almost Duke, and they're kind of playing like a little bit of a Mayak position here. Don't have the Horek roll, which could be a flaw, but that's probably where Sadak might come out towards. So they're certainly doing well, but they need to make sure they keep tabs on that B site. They have the lead Vox, they're playing how I expect, but I want to see them keep that pressure on now. They need to be able to kind of build their own advantage, and Amril pushing through might either support B or split himself off towards that C site. But the interesting thing is now we're seeing two engineers coming in, maybe looking like they want to take away some of that catwalk, but didn't really pay out.
Unfortunately, it hasn't really that well for them, and well, we do have a push coming out of Vox onto the B flag, though. As we can see, Gamers Connection gonna maintain it, and Sadak kind of left all on his own here without anyone to back him up. And you can see, you know, Vox, since this 2 take out of Gamers Connection, haven't had all 5 up at any given time to be able to push in. Usually one person dies within the next couple of seconds of that 5th man rezzing. And right now, well, they're gonna be able to maintain A even with a little bit of a split push coming out of Fraud. And they're looking to pick up B here, but Rella's there to stop them.
Well, Rella did find one pushing on the flank through the mid-cut, and well, Sadak fell as well. They didn't really expect where they're pushing from, a little bit disjointed, and this is the difference between your Vox and your Fnatic. Fnatic expect these extra layers, these additional points, whereas Vox not quite there yet. They're being caught out a couple of times, but overall, still a very close game, 102 tickets to 114, and Vox just got a good couple of kills back-to-back, so cleaning out at least towards the B site, they might push back down towards it.
So this is a little bit worrisome for me, is the fact that they just picked up 3 kills, and yet they're still slow to rotate towards B. Like, it's a little harsh, but the fact of, 3 people are dead, there's only 2 alive, most likely, even if they are at B, you have enough men to kill them, and you can kind of continue to push through. But, well, either way, they're going to get to B now. You see Gamers Connection going to push in through the south side and go up the long road, and we'll see where they're going to hit. They could obviously go B, they could work towards A. In the meantime, they're actually controlling Dog Walk, they're controlling Catwalk now, and they have that pincer move on that B flag.
See, but they're missing that kind of Horek Mayak kind of role, Horek role that's occasionally where Fraud is right there when you see the AB hold in place, just holding on this long road on the right side. Without that player there, you're leaving it open. They've had to depend on the random respawn, but Gamers Connection, well aware, watching it already. Not the right gun, I feel, going with the AEK 971 with the Ergo group, not great on range, as I'm sure Relan now notices. He's going to try and push up a bit. So they might get caught out, it might be a fast changeover, and they actually got the back A spawn, so that's a fantastic spot for them.
All right, well, Vox going to pick A up. They're still maintaining C at the same time here, but they got to pick up a couple of 1v1s here. Sadak will unfortunately get taken down. Jika looking to push in a little bit further into the A flag. Well, actually, we'll pick up 1 kill. We'll stop the cap over on it as well. And they've been looking for a revive on his teammate here, and it looks like they will be able to pick that up. So A going to be picked back up here for Vox. But still, they've been unable to get a 2 cap hold here for the past, I want to say, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, they're struggling now as I think Games Connection realized the style that Vox are bringing, and, well, I just don't think there's that much adaptation in it yet for the Vox side. They're struggling to find any sort of real pathing towards these B sites, and even though, for example, Death Dog is here and he is very much playing the Valu/Duke role, they just don't have the same impact in those positions, so they need to be a little more aggressive and a little faster. When we saw them doing that, they won the sites out. Like right now, they're back at C, okay, that's going to draw at least 1 guy back. We'll probably stop the random respawn, which it did. Let's try and reinforce this, make sure it's in the right place, and then do a quick push up towards B and convert A. But they're being stuck down, they're taking too long, they're being caught up in the crossfires. Hexis comes in with 2 kills back to back, and that's just going to open up the site 2-1 again in favor to Gamers Connection.
And you mentioned, Vox trying to use that Duke spot, trying to use that position, but the thing is, you can't use that position without having the Hort position as well. Like they're intertwined. Every person has a specific role to play in that kind of hold. And well, when you're all by yourself like that, you don't have the person watching your back. You're going to get taken down, and unfortunately, it won't work out too well. But either way, Gamers Connection picking up A, picking up C, even potentially pushing in towards B here. Vox, I hate to say it, but they are struggling, and you pointed it out. Gamers Connection adapted to the style. Vox has yet to do that here. We're also going to find out if they can do that very soon. They're down about 50 tickets here, but it isn't the worst loss they've had so far here. And right now, I'm hoping for a little bit more out of Vox. I'm hoping for them to get something back here, a little bit of second wind here in the end of the first half.
They can still do it. They're just, you can see they're clutching at straws here. They committed 3 players to take on 1 by C. That's them just being a little desperate to get their hands on it and try and overcompensate for the fact that they're just struggling for sites. They're picking up one, but always losing out on the other. So not too sure where to exactly put their focus towards. But if they overwhelm and do nicely and they completely apply pressure throughout the map with the fast rotates, they do so much better, but they're struggling to find their footing. This is a nice split from Redding, though. He could do some damage here.
He's looking to pick someone up here at the A flag, and it looks like there'll be one man there. It's going to be Hexus back in the corner. And I think he has spotted him out just slightly here, and it looks like he might be able to pick up the kill. He's down to 15 HP. He can actually finally get that regen coming in here from the health pack. And he will have a backup as well. See, this is something that's also interesting, is that do you think Vox are overcommitting the amount of people they send to defend a flag?
Occasionally. Sometimes they underestimate, sometimes they go a little over. It's the lack of information that's coming through. So due to the fact they've not spread anyone out on their west street, there's 4 players now there for Gamers Connection moving in. Zaya being one of them, just getting himself over towards the side, going to tuck in on the corners. They've already retaken A. Nicely done this time though. Death Dog does pick up C, so very much the value role with that AK, not the normal choice. But still, Gamers Connection on point straight down to B. Pressure doesn't stop, and it's a problem. They need to handle this better, Vox. And they had such a great start, but now it's not happening.
And I like how you put it out perfectly. I mean, Death Dog, he got the backup on C, but what else? What next? I mean, they weren't even prepared for the next move. You had Gamers Connection. They realized, oh, C's being capped. Hit A, hit B, secure those. We'll get the 2-1 back. Like, immediately once they start losing a flag, they're already pushing towards the next one to stop that from happening. And as you can see, 7 out of 15, they've been able to build up a substantial lead here. And, well, Vox, we're looking at potentially the final push. Sadak trying to hold on to onto B. You see Hex on the dog walk spot, does pick up the kill onto him. And I hate to say it, but we're looking at least a 75+ ticket lead here.
We certainly are. Gamers Connection have warmed up. They've found a little bit more of that footing. And Hexus, a bit of a one-man army, and there's 16-4 throughout this one. 4 tickets now left for Vox. Sadly, they got broken. They never quite got back into it. 79 tickets on a half. That is a lot to turn around.
What's so weird is that out of all the games we've had so far, it's been 4 best-of-3s. We've only had like 1 really close map, and that was 26 tickets, which is really unusual. I mean, I'm thinking back to the groups. I'm thinking back to the spring season, and we had so many close games. And I'm really wondering what's causing these such one-sided affairs right now.
Well,
is it the pressure of being on stage?
No, it's a disparity in teams. There's no way they can really get into this at the moment. Vox had a good start, which we know they can do, but they don't have the adaptation yet. If we think back to what Drunk said when he was with that little chat with Red Eye, basically they have a lot of potential, but they don't have the execution yet. They don't have that quite next layer to step up towards, which is what they're lacking. And if they had that next 10% to add on top, to read the situation well, they could have stopped Gamers Connection from getting back into it. They didn't have that. So Gamers Connection, once they worked out Vox, it was game on. It was game over almost.
Yeah.
So it's the difference between games, basically. It's the difference in teams, and the caliber in this group is a little bit more one-sided, let's say.
I mean, yeah, we have still Group A to come, and that one, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's not even a battle for second place. It's a battle for top 2 in that one, because you can't even tell who's going to come out first without seeing the teams actually play against each other. But obviously the restart going to be coming in. Teams going to be switching sides here. Gamers Connection already up 79 tickets to 0 right now, and when we see the second half, we're going to have the side swap. So Vox, we're going to see what they're going to do, though, on the Chinese side, and see if they're going to be able to apply any early pressure. Well,
they're going to have to be playing very well from the gates. I think Vox's 5th does need to rejoin us, so we're not going to be going live straight away. But yes, as you said, they will be starting on the other side now, on the US side. They will have a chance to build themselves into the more superior position using A and B, but we'll wait and see.
All right, well, we will find out very, very shortly. And, I like how you said, Drunks, you mentioned in the interview, the extra 10%, that execution. And it's so weird that the difference between, a great team and an amazing team is something little as 10%. You know, I mean, obviously execution is a big thing, but you can copy someone's style really quickly and really easily, but to be able to execute it perfectly is very, very difficult to do. And honestly, right now, Vox are struggling for it. I hope they find their identity really soon, and I hope they, you know, change things around. Obviously, you know, they're potentially a map and a half away from being knocked out, and you don't want to go home after traveling how far it is from Australia to here.
Yeah, but see, but the thing is, then they just need to learn quicker. They need to get on board a little faster with how it's going down, and once they get that, they'll be a phenomenal team. It's just that, as you said, that 10%, that's all they need. So I do believe the teams are now all in the server, so we should be not too far away from this.
Yeah, it should be getting live, I believe, very, very soon. Just waiting on the admin call. And it will be over on the Chinese side, Vox this time. And over on the US side, it will be Gamers Connection. And I believe it is going to be live here. So I think we can go ahead and just drop in a game. And we'll see how this one kicks off. And, you know, we saw Gamers Connection go really slow in the beginning, but that slow execution in the very beginning, it didn't net them 2 flags, but they learned the style of their opponent. And they quickly switched around after being down 30 tickets.
Certainly did. So let's see what we're going to be seeing. Vox going for the boost still, playing a little bit old school, if you want to call it that. 3-2 split, though, still hedging their bets by sending 2 towards A, so they should be in a good shape overall. We're going to have to see if they can actually get the kills to now back this up, because this strategy does depend on actually getting the shots to land. Right
now, it seems like Gamers Connection have a read because Fraud's off to the side. You see Redding already looking towards it, but he picks up the kill. Nice headshot coming in, but he gets taken down immediately. And it looks like it'll be another trade, but this time it's going to go Vox's favor. They're going to pick up C, but they've been tri-capped already. The defense over at the A flag has been demolished, and that push over towards the C flag is still scrappy at best. There's only one man left alive there. He's not even going to be able to get the cap anytime soon.
Yeah, Vox look a little bit distraught here, which is the problem. Excuse me. They're a team that needs the confidence there. They need to have a good start, and this is the worst possible way to begin this one off. And Gamers Connection are in the driving seat. Zika even picking up the kills, retaking the site that Vox tried on. Now alarm bells will ring, but you can see the Gamers Connection are in the positions where they can actually pick up the kills.
Let's see if they can get them, though. You see Rella missing quite a few shots. There eventually gets a kill, though, and not to mention they're still maintaining the tri-cap. Remember, guys, 79 tickets is that threshold. If we see Vox drop below that point, that will be first map in Gamers Connection's hands. And right now, the tickets are bleeding away. Look at that. They've already gone through 40 tickets here. And it's been, what, a minute 22? That is ridiculous. And right now, they need to do something quick. They have to fight back. They need something going on. And the thing is, yeah, some of that tickets can be like, all right, well, we probably lost this map. We can look towards the next one. But you can't give up fighting just for the morale sake of the team.
Yeah, most certainly. 79 tickets, but it's not far away now. And Vox will know that. You can see the hesitation, the lack of focus on which sides they want to play towards. Redding's building towards B from C. Sadak still trying to break out from the inner buildings. They're just having a really bad time at the moment. They're not finding their footing. And those tickets are going to be the biggest problem. In about 30 seconds time, respawning will be the bigger problem as well. They will not be able to find their way back through at all in this one. They're trying to build up on the West Road, but there's still going to be players respawning, coming back in to support the A site.
All right, well, we're looking at that final push here in just a few seconds. Like you said, a couple of respawns coming in, down to 9 tickets already. They have 10 left to work with here, and if they don't cap 2 and hold on to this for the rest of the game, then that will be it. That will be Gamers Connection pick up the first win here. And right now you can see Gamers Connection, they probably have to feel so confident. You see Jika at 8-1 right now. You see 3-1 for Hexus and 3-2 for Rella. It's just a TDM for them. They only have to just work down 6 more tickets, and I think we can start looking at the next map already because Vox, they've gotten a 2 cap, but they've lost on A and they can't respawn anymore.
No, they can't. And look at those, excuse me, those tickets. 85 to 79, 8 being taken back once again in the hands of Gamers Connection. Yellow has to come around and challenge. He does find Zaya. Not going to find any more, though, as from the backside you can see the reinforcements arriving. And it's almost game over straight away.
All right, well, there we go. So going into the second map now, we'll be on Operation Locker. Vox obviously has played it before. Then again, they've... Well, actually, they haven't played it before. Actually, no, sorry, yeah, they have. I'm completely confused right now. They played both these maps, though. They did a little bit better on Dawnbreaker, but they got demolished on Operation Locker. 93-ticket lead for Fnatic in that one.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough task now. They need to start looking about the next map, thinking how they want to go around things, thinking about how they want to actually find that real execution to their styles.
I feel like there was so much hesitation in their play.
Well, it's not... I think, yes, to an extent, because the pressure's on, but I also feel it was mostly the fact that they don't know how to adapt once they get away from that ideal setup. So once they lose out on those 2-to-1 setups that they like, they don't know how to get back into it.
All right, well, we will be swapping the maps here in just a few seconds, guys. The teams haven't even said GG yet, so I'm actually confused if we're right on that one, but...
Yeah, we are.
Okay, just making sure.
Tickets was the threshold.
Usually I see it, I'm like, okay, they said GG. I can feel confident about saying this now, but they're being very quiet here in this one.
Gamers Connection won that quite drastically. So first map being there. As you can see, they still want to warm up. That's the thing. It's just such a quick game. They just want to play it, keep playing, keep their aim warming up a little there, but it's as simple as it is. You can't...
I wonder if they're waiting for the admin's word, like, okay,
no.
Like, game's over, you won.
They're well aware it's over. Next map, though, Locker. They've got to come out with a better start than this. They need to build way faster than that. And you can see them there. They know it's over. They just wanted to warm up because the first map, it was maybe 15 minutes? That's not much of a warm-up for these guys. This could be all over in the space of 5 minutes for them.
Well, hopefully for their sake, it won't be. I mean, you don't want to go out this early. And again, I mean, they're a good team. They have a lot of potential. You even heard Drunk say it earlier on. But they just need to find their style. I mean, you can't mimic perfectly another team's strategy.
Well, it's not their style. That's another thing. Their style is fine. It's they don't know how to adapt once they lose that good setup, and that just takes practice against good teams. That's the difference there. It's like their actual style, their actual sides they work towards are pretty good. They know how to play it very nicely. The AC setup works really well for them. They lose out on that. They don't know what to do to find their way back into it. They don't know which path to take, or which kills are more important than the others, which rotate is the one we need to focus on to be able to retake our better setup. And that takes time. That takes playing top-tier teams for weeks in, weeks out. For example, if they're maybe in the Cups in the EU season, they might have had a bit of chance to learn that, but they just haven't.
Really high ping.
Yeah, really, really high ping.
All right, well, it looks like we'll be underway here in just a few. Just waiting on the teams to ready up, waiting on the last person in the Gamers section to reconnect. And then we'll be seeing what's going to happen in this game. We'll obviously let us know via Twitter. Do you think Vox is going to come back from this? We saw the voting earlier on, and it was pretty damn one-sided in favor of Gamers Connection. It's proven to be true so far.
Yeah, I still thought the first map would have gone to Gamers Connection, but now I hope Vox don't take it too to heart, and they can play through it. Otherwise, it's game over before this even starts. But I think this is a better map for them, and I hope they can bring that through.
Yeah, they don't look too phased, really. I mean, there's smiles on their faces, having some friendly chat, friendly banter in game. And again, hope they'll do a little bit better. And we saw Exertus kind of struggle with the same thing. They just weren't able to really get anything going in the beginning. They really struggled to get an early 2-1 and then kind of get set up perfectly. And well, right now, I don't know side. I should try to figure out what side they're going to be on 100%. I believe it's going to be Vox on the Russian side, and Gamers Connection over on the other. And I want to find out how they're going to really work in the beginning of this game here. Again, this is a map that caters to the whole Fnatic playstyle here, and we're going to find out if they can actually execute it correctly and then also adapt on the fly.
Well, seconds away now. I think the teams are ready. We'll be seeing Gamers Connection on the US side, and the Russian side will be Vox. So, interesting to see if we see the AEK in play again. Certainly something I look forward to. Seeing if anyone's running with that one just yet. But for me, I think if there's any map to now turn around on, it has to be this one for Vox.
Well, it's their last chance. They have to definitely make something happen here. And again, I mean, they are a very strong team. It's just the fact that in every single, I think, or in their qualifiers, they just weren't challenged. Coming to this, they won by leaps and bounds. And obviously, it's a little bit hard to get better as a team when you can't play against a team that tests you, to your limit and really kind of, beats you on a really steady basis. But either way, we'll kick this one off here. Let's see exactly what Vox are going to go for. Sending 3 men towards A's, 2 men outside towards C, it seems. And it doesn't look like they're going for the early B hit here. Looks like they're going to just kind of settle on that C flag.
Yeah, but look at Gamers Connection. When you do that 2-man split rather than one, you leave the zigzag snake pass, whatever you want to call it, a little vulnerable. Zaya going to make the most of that, takes down Death Dog, and now A has to play really introverted from the side.
You even have Jika working outside in the meantime here as Sadak going to sit inside the infirmary here, waiting for the push to come in. He's actually going to have 1 man off to his right. It's going to be Hex. He's going to peek around the corner. He will get the kill. However, his teammate's been taken down, and Fraud now is also inside, and he knows exactly where he is. He does miss out on the shot, though, trying to stop the revive. It looks like he'll get his teammate up here, and they will be able to pick up this A flag. But then again, we see the respawns coming in by Vox still over there. You see Death Dog trying to push the B flag. He will be able to pick that up here, but they've lost on C.
Well, let's see if they're going to hold on towards A. They've managed to clear that out. They've got B, but they're not set up to hold this. They're not in the positions to make it hurt, so they need to play a little deep on A, play from the sides or maybe the corridor entrances, get Sadak maybe towards this corner, and support here, and they shouldn't have 2 players back at B. They should be helping these guys out right now because the push is coming in a little too fast. Sadek does, however, come around and get the kill he needed, but there's only Emerald on the site.
And we do have finally Sadek coming in from the side. He does get taken down though, and not to mention Gamers Connection going for the respawns because they still have that one man playing a close C, which is really different than we see at a lot of teams, usually sitting back. And they've been able to maintain it so far. Vox, fortunately, just got kind of overran, like you said. That one man was just kind of in the wrong position, didn't need 2 on the backside of B. He was a little bit too late to join the party, but here we go. Vox is going to start to push him. Emerald looking for a kill from Ray's side. We'll spot out one man. That's going to be Fraud being taken down. But Gamers Connection pick up the 2 in the hallway, and now it's all in the hands of Emerald. Well, not much longer, as he does get dropped right there. So, ANC picked up the lead, going to start taking in favor of Gamers Connection very shortly, as you can see, finally approaching that dead even point.
Yeah, that was the right idea though from Vox. They went towards the correct site. They just sadly got outplayed on the crossfires. They didn't have the early nades to make it a little bit easier to get through there. So now they're locked down towards B, which is a problem. There's a reason this is the better setup. A and C complement each other very well. One, because you get control of mid through the snake pass. And the random respawn for the vast majority of this map, excluding the very rare one back here, is always backed by B. So they need to break through mid, pincer move out towards C, and then they might actually have a very good chance of getting in towards this site. But they're focusing mid now. I'm hoping they can make sure they get that C site going.
Well, trying to get control. They have 2 men pushing through the middle. They have 1 man pushing through the outside of C here. And Deadlock will pick up the frag. He's got 1 more man. There's going to be a Rella and a 1-on-2 now as he takes down 1 person. Going to charge straight into him, pick up the kill. I think they kicked him to death right there or something, or slid into him. But they pick up a second as well on Hexus. So they will pick up C here once they finally do sit on top of it. But again, Gamers Connection a step ahead, already pushing towards B here. They still have A maintained without even really a single man inside of the site. And they're looking to cap it over here.
They certainly are. And this is smart. Sadek needs to keep pushing though. There we go. Realizing where they're at, where the attention is. They got the spots through. Down to the 1v1. Fraud does win it. The AEK close range is always going to win that out though. But still, they had the correct idea, but once again, they're slow on the rotates. They're not quick enough to go, all right, let's get over there. They're playing well when they're set up, but if they don't have that, they start to slip. And you're seeing it in the tickets now, 121 to 93, Vox slowly slumping away, and Gamers Connection can break through and build up. And well, it's a bit of a shame to see.
And they finally had a decent hold a little bit earlier on, but it just got broken too quickly. They weren't getting in the right spot set up perfectly right there. But either way, you see, Intersection watching the push from outside, keeping them out in the cold. Vox need to break through somehow. There's obviously only 3 directions you really can go here. They have 2 men towards middle that could eventually push through. Jika watching from the staircase here, watching the push, and with Rilla pushing straight into him, picks up 2 kills and stops the push in back towards the B flag. And only 1 man stands, and it will be Sadak who eventually does fall here. And Vox, they are struggling. They're looking at almost having a double score, or half the score of Gamers Connection.
And sure, the worst thing is they're not even getting the B random spawn. They're getting this. Out of everything that could have happened, that is the most appalling thing for them. They can't even get in on these sites. Finally, Yellow will get that back B spawn, but he's going to be challenged if they notice where he is. And at the end of the day, 57 tickets in a trip cap is going to fall so damn fast. There's so little you can do in this sort of aspect. I hope they can pick up B and then quick rotate to A, but I'm not sure if they're even noticing that right now.
Well, they're trying to pick up B here, and it looks like they might be able to, as they have 3 men committed to that one. But again, Gamers Connection pushing in. You see Gio trying to push in through this hallway. We'll have 1 man straight in front of him. We'll get taken down, though. Redding gets the kill onto him, so maybe a little bit of push could come out of now. And I want to see, like, they picked up 3 kills. Push, get to A, get to C, get somewhere as quick as you possibly can, because you know you have a man advantage. Just call out who you're going with, who's your buddy, and take that. You need to get a 2-to-1 hold back, because look at this. They're down 117 to 39, and it's only getting worse. Yeah,
it certainly is. Fraud just playing the 1-man turret there out on the C site, and that's it. This is another big factor that I think you just pointed out there. Gamers Connection win the 1v1s. So even on that 1-man split team, it's so hard to pick up these singular flags. And if those tickets don't drop below 100, I think Vox know it's over.
I think so too. I really do. It's a shame because, like I said, they have a lot of potential here, but they need to be able to adapt quickly. And I wonder if confidence is something that's really harming them, because they don't just, it seems like they don't feel like they can win the 1v1s.
It may be. I think it's that lack of experience again. You know, when we rotate off this site, if we have a deficit, where are these guys going to be? Okay, they're there. They don't find that. And now with 18 tickets left against 100.